One. Chin. Stop
Very
talking.
lonely.
Lonely?
It's so sad.
But you have birds and things.
Very lonely.
Well, sucks to be you. What about everyone else?
I'm with her. It's D&D deprivation.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
See?
Even on vacation, I was like, God, I miss Strahd.
Whoa.
So apparently Blue's internet is dropping.
I don't know what's happening.
How is
I
her
have
internet dropping and
closed
not
out of
yours?
Discord on my
Because
computer.
yeah, because my computer isn't a decade old.
He's 6 years old.
I had that problem before. Then it just stopped working altogether.
Oh, wait, no.
Well, an excellent start.
Yeah, it still says I'm in the call, and I am absolutely not in the call.
I'm aware.
No way.
Well, at least you can share the microphone like you used to. It'll be like
back in the good
nostalgia.
old days.
Yeah.
This is gonna end so poorly. You can live
Nostalgia.
together now.
Do you guys
No,
remember- do
we
you guys-
already live together.
do you
Who is gonna knock who off a box this time?
guys remember the good old days in Crimson Throne when we started? You guys shared the same computer. It's
And
like a callback, before you lost the cow.
No.
hey, we didn't lose the cow. We know exactly where we left the cow.
Uh-huh.
Was
And-
the cow there?
That was on
Exactly.
Van
Who knows?
Castrican to protect the cow.
Uh-huh.
He said he would.
Eating it.
Hi, welcome back, everyone. I know it's been a few weeks since we streamed. A large part of that had to do with not being in town, quite away from town, actually. But I'm back.
Or life. I mean, you're allowed to have a life too.
Am I?
Is
Hang
he?
on.
I disagree.
Hang on, I'm pulling out my
Just so long as
adult.
you don't do it too often.
I'm pulling out my adulting manual. I don't see that anywhere. Is that a
I don't
Is that a-
remember that
is
part
that
of
a
the
memo?
contract.
memo I missed?
Yeah, it's in the errata.
Oh,
Usually
gee.
updates.
But
It
we are
looks
back.
fine.
So a recap. This is how much of this I can remember. You all were very successfully interrogating captives from Piltz and found that the Seneschal, Populus, was being held by the same people. Apparently, we're holding Van Carl, the Arconas. However, once you found this information, you also, through your familiars, found that a group of Grey Maidens were marching towards you. About 12 of them. You guys decided to GTFO. Through the clever sacrifice of your captives, you managed to escape them through some harrowing moments, but you did manage to avoid conflict. You specifically, captives, not quite so much, and evade capture, and are now huddling in the lovely sewer underneath Old Corvosa, determining your next steps. Weary is taking a rest. Actually, we're starting the session at the end of the long rest, more or less. I'll go over what everyone's done during it. Of course, Murray, I know that you slept because you had a fairly pleasant dream, actually. And keep in mind, Blue, as well, that for the next 24 hours, have advantage against. Blue, is Blue there?
Uh-oh.
Well, I guess she failed the fear checks.
Well, shit.
But let's quickly go across the board, and we'll say 8 hours have passed. Well, probably more like 6 or 7, but in any case, a several handful of hours have passed. What's everyone been doing? Aras, I know you and Rhea talked about the ring design, but you didn't really go into it. You more just relaxed. So the longest.
At some point through the rest, because I'm assuming Amelia or Rhea and Robin will be doing stuff or talking or something, I'm gonna move over towards where Mary was, because that's just the sleeping quarters.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Look at this, guys. Ross is already organizing the soup. Hey, Amelia, what are you? That is not the sleeping quarters. Got you.
No, it's the thinking corner. Fuck off.
I don't know. There's a campfire there. It looks like the kitchen.
So Ross does eventually go to sleep as well. Robin, sleeping the whole time, right?
Staring. Just staring at Rhea. Awkward.
That's not creepy at all.
That's not uncomfy.
Gosh, Rhea, like every
If
time
she
you look
looks
up
over,
at what you're doing.
smile.
Stare back to assert dominance.
Do you?
No.
Oh. Okay.
She would give like a small smile anytime she looked up to your creeper self.
I can picture it one or two ways. Either it's that creepy student in school, or that creepy classmate in school that every time you look up, they're looking at you. Or it's like a puppy that just continuously looks at you. Whenever you look at them, they just kind of smile and wag their tail. Could be either one of those. I don't know which.
It's really hard to tell.
Why not both?
So Rhea, what are you doing as you are being watched like a hawk?
That's an excellent question. I think for a bit after Ross had left, I believe I did say that she had gone through some of her prayer book, because she hadn't for a while. But she will, after some point, probably make her way over to find Amelia for reasons.
All right. Robin, do you follow?
Left side. Yeah, a couple of feet back, about 3 feet.
Okay. Amelia, what do you do?
The same thing she's been doing since they hunkered down, just kind of...
Dying.
I mean, that's just all the time, really, but specifically, oh, wow, that's real close.
Is this too close?
Amelia, I have to ask you a question. Oh, God, okay.
With Robin 3 feet behind.
Jesus. But yeah, no, she's just kind of been staring off like really, really deep in thought.
Okay. Well, you do see Rhea and Robin approach you.
I mean, like, say anything? When I say she's spacing out, I mean she's like spacing out.
She's building a rocket.
Yes.
I mean,
Thank you.
Look, if you guys want to have a conversation, you're going to have to work out how that starts. I can't help you with that.
Right?
Rhea apparently wants to say something, so...
I'm just letting Alora iterate how awkward Amelia is.
We could just
Not that we
continue
need
to
that.
creepy stare together.
I mean, Rhea could easily just stand right there next to Amelia. It's just, this is the rest of the 8 hours. But
The world's most awkward Congo line.
yeah. No, but she would walk in and probably seeing that Amelia's off in her will just say, Amelia?
She jumps a little bit at the touch and looks up. Yes, sorry, what?
Do you still have those paints that we picked up?
Yes, why? Did you?
I would like to use them for something. Yes.
She, waits a moment, for further explanation, and then finally asks, what for?
She hesitates for a moment and looks between you and Robin creeping behind her. And, she just shakes her head a bit and says, I won't use a lot. I'd rather it be a surprise, if possible. It would mean a lot to me.
She raises a brow a little bit, but nods slowly. Which one did you want?
Did we?
Because aren't there a couple of different colors?
I don't know.
Well, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It's a magical item, so there's pretty much whatever colors you.
Right,
Oh.
I figured it was just the one thing, and then whatever you need just comes out.
Well, never mind. I'm an idiot. Just takes out the jar and hands it over.
She would take it. You can't give away my secrets like that, man.
Not cool.
She would take it and nod and say, "Thank you. I'll give it back when I'm done."
She nods, kind of glancing over at Robin and back at Rhea, that kind of confused a little bit, but nods. Gotcha. And she'll settle back down into her spot.
Okay. Rhea, you now have the paints.
Mm-hmm.
Start to work on your armor.
All right, +8. Don't fail me now. Performance. I can spell. Yes. Nope, that's perception. There it is.
That's good.
Oh, thank God.
You roll natural 1. You draw ears on everything.
Oh, God. That wasn't even what you were trying to do, Rhea. How did this happen?
That is an incredibly good roll. You sit down to work, and Robin, as you're watching Rhea, you see her start hesitant as she gets it. On a level that you've seen, but not very often. And Rhea loses herself and brushstroke, expert, precise. And Rhea, I don't want to give away what you're doing. I'll let you. But you, expert.
Excellent.
Much better job than the painted event.
Oh, so much better.
Oh my god, Sim, did you really make a layout for the sewers?
Yep.
Oh.
Meditation room / foyer.
You'd make Winston
The
so
soaking
proud.
room.
There you go, everyone.
Oh my god.
Nicely done.
That's incredible.
An order has been brought to sewers at Old Corvosa. But yes, so Rhea will say it takes you the 6 hours. But you managed to complete it, and you're excellent. And Robin, as I said, you have not seen this level of focus probably. I don't know your entire life. Certainly, you saw it in some of the where you grew up. But it's not a common sight. So, about 6 to 8 hours pass. Murray, you there? You around?
Oh, were you? I'm sorry. What did you say?
I was just saying, you wake up from your very pleasant dream, and for you to remember, because I might forget. For the next 24 hours, you have advantage. Your save. As Murray wakes up from her sleep and her dream, which her entire sleep was encompassed in, speaking of Paula, from the moment you closed your eyes to the moment that they gently open, and you wake up with sense of haven't felt.
Yeah,
Oh,
yours
and
has
your
been
spell
kinda
slots
shitty
back.
lately. So,
Yeah.
So this is a nice change of pace.
Isn't it? And your spell slots back too.
Hey, thank you.
Hey.
Yay!
Aras, you as well. You wake up, full long rest. Slots back. In fact, I'ma just give everyone a long rest here because I don't really think anyone used anything per se. So there you go. All had a long rest. I mean, some of you have not. Rhea, you haven't, but you didn't really spend anything. No muss, no fuss there. Amelia, technically speaking, all you did was space out, so you can have a long rest as well if you expended any spell slots.
Yeah. Don't remember if we actually did.
You guys are very quiet, but
We changed our situation around a little bit because my computer has decided it doesn't want to do Wi-Fi anything right now.
that's not good. Usually, it's a sign of a bad Wi-Fi adapter. You might need to get yourself a Wi-Fi adapter, yourself a new net or a new.
He just needs a new computer.
I know.
Okay, Cyber Monday coming up.
Oh.
Better.
So, you all start rousing yourselves from your activity. And start gathering. Now, what is the... yes. You know you have a destination, but you don't know much about it. You know that Seneschal Kerpopolis, San Carlo, and it is assumed, with good reason, Kala is probably, well, are all at the Arcona's. But you guys have never actually been to the Arcona's. Actually, Aras,
Yes.
roll me a history check. You did grow up in a noble family, even though you were sheltered. Okay, you never left your closet. You haven't really been around. Certainly haven't been to the Arcona's map.
Yeah.
So you guys kind of have a destination, but you don't know much about it.
So, I know you're trying to move this along, but
No.
before that, Aras wanted to talk to Moiri before, like, going out and meeting other people.
Oh yeah, sure. By all means. So the two of you are still there. You're just waking up.
Aras is kind of like looking over her book, because I mean, I figure she's not really sleeping. You know, she might have taken a nap, but she's just kind of sitting there and being as quiet as possible and waiting kind of for Moiri to wake up.
Gotcha. So it's kind of a subtle change. She sleeps standing up, or sitting up. So really, the only thing that changes is that her eyes just sort of open slowly, and you see her sort of shift position. And she'll sort of slowly look over at you.
Oh, you're awake. Hope you slept well.
And weirdly, she just sort of looks at you for a long moment, doesn't say anything. Yes, I did. For the first time in a long time.
That's really good. You seem, well, I don't know, you always seem kind of at peace. I don't know, have I ever seen you really upset? How are you doing? I feel like we haven't checked in a bit. You know, so much stuff going on.
She nods slowly. I'm worried for us. About many things.
Well, actually, I think for the first time in a long time, I'm actually not as worried or concerned. Oh man, I hope we're not switching places.
She snorts softly. I think you'd need a few more years on your side.
You know?
Perhaps a few more feathers.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, years will come with time, and, well, I'm sure we could find a chicken or two for feathers. But, yeah. Ross is kind of like, she wants to say something, but she's not really sure how to get around to it, so she's kind of stalling and just making stupid conversation.
And you watch Mary give you sort of an appraising look, and she sits back on her heels and folds her hands into her lap. Is something bothering you?
No. Actually, of all the people I've looked up to, mentors, teachers, you... Maybe it's the way that you kind of just step back and let people work through their own stuff, but you're one of the first people, or the first person, who kind of been able to get me to, I don't know, think about consequences before acting. I know you've seen that I've given Amelia a brooch, and I made that ring for Rhea. And, well, the Otto's necklace. I learned a while back that I'm not really good at, expressing my feelings and words. But people respond well, and they kind of understand with gifts and items. And so I kind of learned, that was a good way to show affection. But since I've met you, I've been trying this whole time to think of something that I could make that would express my gratitude, your importance. I mean, you're kind of like a mom, and I never really thought I'd have one. So I thought maybe instead of making something, I could just try to tell you how I feel.
And as you finish speaking, Mary reaches out and she puts a hand on your shoulder. I understand your tokens of love, my dear. And I need no such thing. I have you. I have a daughter. That is all I
know. Thousand Bones always told me if I kept messing around with gunpowder and stuff, that I was gonna wind up shooting the wrong person. And I mean, I guess in a way he was right. But I never really cared before. Maybe because I didn't see my own worth. But no matter what, you always saw that, even if I didn't. And, well, I just felt like before we head into who knows what, that I had to tell you.
And the hand on your shoulder lifts gently. And Mary pulls you into a hug.
And Russell, hug you back. I'm sure as you pull back, she'll probably like kind of quickly try to wipe her eyes, subtly, of course. Which means, I'm sure if I rolled, it would be like a 3. So, maybe we should figure out where we go from here.
I think that would be a good idea. But wherever we go together.
Yeah. As a family. And or also kind of start wandering over to the other room where everybody else is.
And Murray will follow her.
Okay. You see a creepy staring contest going down. No, I don't know. First things first, Rhea, what do they see?
So they would probably see Rhea just finishing putting her armor back on. But it doesn't look at all like it did just a few hours ago. Instead, now it is this shiny gold-looking plate armor with a sort of black trim for the details around it, and it is covered in purple morning glories and red roses that seem to actually be what did we say, like actual living flowers almost, they look like? They come off the armor?
They do. They look like real flowers. They move in the wind as you soft petals, everything that you would. It's as if you took flowers and
But yes, that is what you now see. And she would hand the paint back to Amelia.
Amelia will put the paint back in her bag and
Amelia, you're very, very quiet, sorry.
Seriously, like literally nothing has changed. Am I always this quiet because I'm closer than usual?
No.
Nope.
No,
You're
you
usually
are
a lot
extremely
louder.
Quiet, yeah.
You might have it on the head, the earbud input.
Please stand by for technical difficulties.
Do.
The first of many, I'm sure.
Oof.
I'm gonna take that as a no.
No.
Hear me. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Wait,
I mean,
can you
we
hear
can.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Very, very quiet.
Blue's loud and clear, though.
Yeah, that's weird.
Right?
Seriously?
That's because the mic. I'm telling you, it's this one right here because it's closer to me.
Whatever you did, it made you sound a bit better, maybe.
Before?
No, maybe not.
No, because you just turned to look at me. That's why. Hello, is this better?
Yes.
Yes.
God fucking damn it! I told
Jesus
you.
fucking Christ. Shit, fuck.
Do you guys not have the USB pluggable?
No, it's plugged in. It's just for some reason, even though I have it set to the fucking USB port, it's pulling the audio from
the shitty earbuds we just plugged in because I
Yeah.
have to sit here too.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
All right, then. All right, you sound great now. Please continue.
Oh, this is wonderful. So Amelia takes back the paint, she puts it in her bag, and she's just like, "Oh, your armor's different. That's so weird." Ah! Sorry, I'm just being stupid. It's been a long day. Anyway.
I hear you. And just so you know, Ria, the flowers themselves can become damaged in combat. And depending on how much damage you sustain, it could take you 30 minutes to an hour to buy them.
All right, no worries.
But I will say this though, unless you lose all of them. First of all, let me put it this way: you used, I'd say, about 3 worth of paint, because that's how the magical. Doing touch-up work, if you have battle damage, I would, unless you like, if you got dropped several times, then maybe I'll say.
Okay, cool.
Hear that, Robin? Just don't let her drop several times and we're fine.
I got this.
I trust you. I'm sure it's all smooth sailing from here, kids. So yeah, the rest of you see Ria, and you're wearing this full blown, right?
Yep.
You see Ria walk out looking magnificent, actually. And morning glories, if you don't know, are very beautiful purple flowers that have like a fanning petal design. And of course, everyone here don't. And yeah.
So Muri sees this and she will, her eyes sort of soften in understanding.
You all come together, and as I was saying before, apologies that I forgot about the conversation you want to have.
Okay.
But as I was saying before, what do you guys want to do? What's your next steps? You can decide in character, out of character. I don't mind.
There's one thing I want to do real quick, is because Muri is expecting a response from Cressida. Muri is going to send a sending to Magento because they are no longer at the house and she needs to let him know.
You will not need to do that.
Oh, okay.
Luckily, when you reach out, you will find that Magento is within telepathic range. He has been... he can sense where you are, even though he can't quite teleport to you like a regular familiar. Your bond does grant... senses where you are, and when you reach out to him, he's currently debating. Magento is looking for a place to enter sewers where hopefully, maybe, possibly he won't get filthy. Not looking good though. I should also point out, I didn't really describe this too much, but I should now. It's been raining. You guys may recall, it's been raining for days. The sewers are swollen with rainwater. Not like you guys don't have a place to sit or anything, but it's just fuller than normal, certainly. Now, the plus side to this is that while the sewers are still sewers, are always foul. They are less foul than usual because of so much rainwater pouring through. Absolutely, free drinking water. Drink right up.
Ooh. No, don't drink it.
God.
Nah,
But
you're
you can
good.
use it
You're
for
good.
wash things.
As long as it's not still water, that's what I heard. If it's running, you can drink it.
No,
Ooh,
that's
no.
not how it works, sweetie.
Oh, please, no.
Drop an iodine tablet in there, you'll be fine.
You guys should let
Oh,
Rhea
no.
refill your water packs.
But you contact Magento, and he will relay this to you and say basically, I am aware of where you are. I am determining the best path to reach you by.
We came down here via like a manhole cover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So Miri will go up and get him.
Probably a good idea. Been looking for hours.
Yeah, poor guy.
Whoa.
No,
He's probably carrying a response from Cressida too.
don't pity him. He's too proud to just go down the sewers. He's a pseudo dragon. They don't just
You
crawl
know,
through gutters.
look, I mean, if you know, it's one thing to be proud, it's another thing to have standards.
You're saying he's too good to be down here in the sewers with the rest of us?
Yes.
I'm saying he thinks he's. The man is an artist. Okay.
You mean the dragon?
Yeah, the dragon is.
Yes. Sorry. The dragon is an artiste. He has published works.
Wow.
Published work.
Very, very tiny published works.
Under a pseudonym.
We call this one Suezo's Palace. But Murray, you're able to get him and bring him. The rest of you see Murray approach with a wet, shiny Magento on her shoulder. And he will say, out loud, right? Dragons.
He can communicate telepathically with
That's
anyone
what I thought. Yeah, okay.
in 100
I'm
feet of him.
Forgetting my own Magento. All right.
It's been a while, yeah.
I was like, is there a tornado coming? No one told me. Sorry.
Because you have so much warning.
Well, my phone's always on vibrate, but it starts going burp. So Magento shakes his wings and says, Murray, to you. Thought. Finest.
She sort of chuckles. It was not my first choice, please believe me. Unfortunately, we were chased from drier pastures.
He nods. Well, I do bear precedent.
She nods. Is she well?
He looks tired.
Yes, I imagine so.
Citadel looks ever. She wants me to impart news. Some advice. Now, first things first. Paladins of the Lilac goes as the guard has been funding at Cressida lost soldier that she is down to skeleton. Were it not for the paladins, she would not be any semblance of the city. However, I did note new paladin there, constant, shortish brown hair, very loud, believe she is Ria's sister, from what I heard.
And is he broadcasting this to everybody, or just
No,
to
it's
Moira?
just to you because he can't really speak to everyone at once.
Okay. Moira will look up and look at Rhea. Your sister has arrived.
Oh? How do you know this?
Rhea, in your mind, I told. I do assume she claimed to be so. Brown hair. Sword on her back. Very loud and endless energy.
Yes, that is Claire.
She commanded.
Thank you.
Odd. And then back to Murray. In Grey Maid have increased their hold on the city. Blessing and a curse, or I should say a blessing, because they are, in fact, maintaining a semblance of order. From what Cressida says, quite immensely. There's a curfew kept in line. Speak to loudly, commit crimes, even of the smallest nature, they tend to disappear.
I see.
He pauses, nods, and Marshal. She also informs me the Queen seems to have no, at least outward, lifting quarantine. It's, stating publicly is unsafe. Cressida's she.
What justification has she given for martial law? Surely there must have been some small outcry about a curfew.
Magento kind of shakes his wings. I do not have all the words I was given. There seems to be not much chance for outcry. And, if I may input, many of the people still word that you grateful saving this. I think everyone is still happy, alive, and not dead from the plague. It's there.
More announced, slowly.
Pertaining to Cressida. She is highly kind of cocks his head aside. Said that she would not be able to aid you too much with how to, only to be very careful. They are very selective, and most certainly selective. Higher lives with. She has only been there a few times, but she always seen the same. Never knew. This is private.
Did she say anything at all about Mallow?
Sorry, about what?
Mallow.
She. Magento kind of shifts. Ah. I imparted including your concern. Cressida informed me that she did not know much about Drow, but she also follow surfing. And he is the one to city. Ray made impression that much of Shin are he has
Very
spoken with
nice.
her when he came to Citadel Vosh, saying that she did not need city to guard her citadel. Manage.
And everybody in the same room as her can see Miri just sort of sag. He is alive. That, I think, is all I can ask for at the moment.
Jenko will not. That is all the Arconas are a powerful family, powerful in Crimson. But she is quite certain. And to take them on, they are a powerful end with. I guess the diplomacy might be wise. For all, they are noble. And he kind of spreads his wings, almost like a rug. I'm not quite sure what she means by that. Perhaps that they are expecting. I don't understand.
And Miri sort of strokes his wings. Sometimes neither do I. Thank you, my friend. I am most grateful to have you back with me. And Murray will look up and address the group. Cressida has been informed of largely what has happened here. Martial law has been implemented outside of Old Corvosa, and the Queen seems to be content to let everyone in Old Corvosa rot. The Crimson Guard have been pared down to nothing. The Grey Maidens are implementing their iron will over everyone and everything.
Squee?
Yes.
Real quick, aren't there legal thieves guilds or some shit like that? Like, air quotes, legal criminals in Corvosa?
Yeah, Corvosa's definitely not what you'd call a moral town. Instead of trying to fight crime, they try to tax it. As long as you pay your taxes, yeah. Certain types of crimes and criminal organizations are tolerated.
Yeah. Are they also being clamped down on?
I imagine a good many of them are probably based in Old Corvosa, where the least policing goes on.
So I'm trying to think what I can answer. I can't answer that specifically because, I mean, your characters wouldn't know. Magento wouldn't have that level of detail, right? But what Murray said is absolutely right. You do know that the majority of the criminal organizations, like Eel's End, were based out of Old Corvosa.
Huh.
But as far as if they're being clamped down on or not, your characters just wouldn't have that level of detail.
Interesting. Okay.
As a horse rides by in the sewers, apparently.
He's been riding by for quite some time. I don't know if he's
He's
like
lost.
down here.
He's so lost.
How did he get down
Aw.
here? I didn't think they could fit into a manhole.
Well, you see, they can go upstairs, but not down. So
He's
maybe
not-
he wandered up out of the bay.
Oh, he's an
and into the
Underdark
sewer.
horse.
And,
Okay.
and obviously, and obviously, he's too proud to ask for directions, so he just keeps passing you like this is fully what he intends, but he just keeps passing by.
He really wants to ask for directions, but he's just not able to do that.
Too stubborn.
By the way, Katrina pointed out that I was cutting in and out. I've reduced my noise gate as much as I can. Hopefully that'll fix the issue. Alright, good. Looks like I'm good now. Sorry. So yeah. Unfortunately, like I said, I'd love to answer that question, but your characters would not know. You could perhaps seek such information through other allies.
Yeah, it seems kind of important. But yeah, from here we should probably still try and find Eris if we can.
Okay, I can sending her. Now that we're not, being spied on.
Probably a good idea.
That you know of.
Ah, shit.
Kitty's been watching you this whole time. Yeah, sure. You want to send a sending to Eris?
Did you
Sure.
send?
What?
Did you want to send?
Yeah, I can sending Eris. Oh boy, 24 words or less. All the shit that's happened.
We need to talk.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
Where can we meet?
Where you at?
Eris, now here come, please.
Mind who dis?
I've been freshly reincarnated. I'm no longer a rat.
How many words does the drawn out "what's up" take exactly?
Technically, it's one.
It's just 10 minutes of that. And then the other words.
my
Boy, that
God.
does bring up a great point. You could really annoy someone.
Yeah.
with sending
I was gonna
you
say, I think we found a loophole in sending where you just use your entire breath for one word each.
It's just like, yeah.
Battery low.
It's just like, you could make the dial tone noise for 30 minutes if you really wanted to.
Really obnoxious screaming.
It's like a D&D form of jamming. You just keep their brain occupied.
And from here on out, the enemies hate us.
Between
Charging
that
battery.
and prestidigitating, yeah.
All right. What will you send? What will you send to Eris?
Oh boy. Eris, I believe we need to speak with you. For now, please avoid the orphanage. It's no longer safe. Where can we meet? We are currently in the sewers. End message.
After a few seconds, you hear a response. Murray, It's good to hear from you. Good to know that you're safe. If you're in the sewers, stay where you are. My people will find you.
We will relay this to the group. She'd like us to stay where we are. I believe that's for the best. She knows this place better than we do.
Honestly, I'm kind of shocked they haven't found us yet.
That's what the horse is for.
Oh, it's a spy.
The werehorse.
That's how it got down here.
Oh no.
He's just really, really shy. This is his first mission, and he's just like, but what if this is the wrong adventuring party? I don't want to just go up and be like, hey, guys.
Yeah, and I don't
be
want to.
like, who the fuck are you?
I can't report back to Eris and be like, "Hey, I found your friends." It turns out they're not her friends, and then I'll be embarrassed and the laughing stock.
I don't know how many owls there are in Old Corvus.
Pedro, the werehorse.
New background NPC.
All right, so yes, so Eris sends that message where you spread the word to the others. Ross says she's surprised I haven't found you yet. You guys, do you want to keep discussing? Do you want to wait for Eris to find you?
Oh, we'll. Ross is wanting to keep discussing. So, what do you guys want to do?
Muri will further share what Magento told her, informing the group that the chances of infiltration are low, but that being a noble family, they may be somewhat open to diplomacy. So Muri will let you know in no uncertain terms that her tolerance for dressing up and, you know, making nice to crazy people has really just tanked.
I'm sure they have, just like any other noble family, and have people working for them. Good, honest, hardworking people who just really need a job.
Muri cocks her head. How many years do you think you could survive in the Arconis employment before you are no longer honest and hardworking?
Well, I mean, we had some great people working for my father for many years. And, I mean, well, I've told you what a great upstanding citizen he is. I know the Arconis are probably worse, but I still have faith in the working stiffs. I mean, at least to get some basic information, layout, general schedules, things like that. And I'm sure we can easily we could tap into the rumor mill that exists, find out where they go to on their errands, follow one, or maybe when somebody sneaks off for a nightcap, corner them at a local pub. Offer a few
Shakes
drinks.
her head slowly. From what Cressida told me, they don't appreciate outsiders. From what she told me, they have not taken new employees in a very long time. I think whoever we find would be very loyal to their employers.
Oh, absolutely. I just meant... Well, I mean, if you start gossiping about your hypothetical employer, usually they will too.
Unless your hypothetical employer is a real employer who works with an assassination family who could very well off you just for saying something bad about them.
Yeah. Well. Anybody else got any thoughts?
Silence in the sewers.
Murray, didn't Zelora say that she could, I don't know, provide insights? I mean, I know I'm grasping at straws here, but...
Murray cocks her head. Well, that is true. You are the only one of us, I believe, who did not receive a reading. I think as for me, personally, I think she has shared all the wisdom she can.
I mean... I don't exactly like our chances of storming the manor. So we could also... I could cast invisibility. Maybe skulk around. Gather some intel. Get some eyes on the place. Heck, I mean, even show up as somebody looking for work, who knows? Just at least an excuse to be there.
I don't think anyone should go no.
And there are only 2 among us they would not recognize.
Anybody else?
Help!
I
Just like
Okay.
throw out there that while you guys were running around with your mask and your capes for quite a while there, Rhea did not have one. So it's very possible that word has gotten around about Rhea. As far as her not being someone that they would maybe recognize, if that's what you meant.
Okay.
I'm
So here's my idea.
Oh boy.
We take Portly,
Oh boy. Okay.
I'm listening.
and as someone's leaving or entering the house,
Mm-hmm.
we have him run into the house and be like, "Oh no, our dog! Let us help you chase him down." And then we run into the house and we go get him and be like, "Oh, we have our dog now. Haha, we're in."
With our luck, there'd
We
be
have our-
like
We have our dog. Scatter.
there'd be like a drow or an assassin right at the front door who would just cut Portly down. And then I would hate all of you because I'd have to re-summon my dog again.
Okay, yeah, but here's the thing: is that your dog can get cut down, and then you can bring him back.
After 10 minutes.
Oh no!
We're not gonna wait around for 10 minutes.
No, we'll be busy scattering.
Yeah, but
so
my dog.
I can cast invisibility on 2 people at a time for a total of 6 people. I mean, there's only 5 of us here, so whatever. But we could also still communicate with my short-range walkie-talkies, and then maybe go in and sneak in, find a broom closet, wait until people go to sleep. I mean, we're just spitballing ideas. There's no bad ideas here. Come on, let's just brainstorm. Think out loud, people.
My idea was already shot down. It was a good idea, honey. Not according to Rhea.
Fuck you.
It is her dog on the line. I mean, I guess you could like send your sister in there. My runaway sister.
Oh no, my dead sister. I should know I didn't get her. I'm so sorry.
I think they'd be more interested in getting rid of a ghost.
Oh my gosh. Just excuse me for just a second. I need to go get my dead sister.
It just turns into one of those Scooby-Doo chase scenes of us like going in and out of doors.
Got it. We go and pretend to be Ghostbusters. We have your
Oh my
sister haunt the place, and we're gonna go and rip the place
What
apart.
has this become?
Oh,
We've
we're gonna
gone
be
so
ghost
far off
con
the
artists.
rails.
We supply the ghost and the busting.
Oh boy. How did
My
we
best
get
idea
here?
yet.
Where are those goddamn rats when you need them?
I was
Like,
gonna
anytime
say,
now, y'all.
as you guys are discussing, I didn't want to interrupt such a lovely chain of thoughts.
No.
As you guys are discussing, you suddenly hear, what is this about entering a house? And you see off in the distance, over here, here, right there, Eris, with her yellow eyes, fully clothed, somewhat wet in the sewers, standing there.
Eris,
Mary will look up. It is good to see you, my friend.
And you. I have heard many things. The Emperor of Old Corvosa has been unseated.
Hopefully for good, though the man himself has, for now, escaped his fate.
Did you tell her that he went down here?
And I would be very careful. You may run into him down here.
She half grins. Oh, you don't say. And she snaps her fingers, and 2 men come from behind her carrying a bundle.
What?
Canvas and ropes tied up. It looks vaguely human shaped.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
I
Please
must-
tell me that's who I think it is.
I must say he is faster than I expected. But you can't think that someone ran through my territory without me knowing.
so that's where the little crazy got off to.
They set the sack down and take off the top of it. And Piltz Swazel, gagged, starts eyes wide, angry. Be careful with this one. He killed over 8 of my kin.
Mary, whose eyes had been twinkling, abruptly sobers. I am sorry, Eris.
She nods. It is not your fault. I brought him thinking that you might have some idea of what to do with him. He's too dangerous to let around loose. And given all that he's done, and those of mine he's killed, not just on this day, I'd just as soon slit his throat and be done with it. But I did not know if you had use.
Ross kind of looks over at Rhea.
Why? Go ahead.
She's also like already pulled out her gun and has it pointed at him. Once Eris said that.
Of course she does.
Mary cocks her head and looks over at Amelia. Well, do you think we could get anything useful out of him?
Amelia's quiet for a moment, kind of watches him through narrowed eyes, and after a moment shrugs. I mean, he has been at war with the Arconas for quite some time, but whether or not he would be useful or even cooperative with us, it's very debatable.
Well, it's either that, or I suppose we can have done with him here. Though I am not particularly interested in what he has to say for himself, he may be useful. Though I am not much one for interrogation, that, I think, is solidly someone else's domain.
And everyone looks at Robin.
Yeah. Well, no, Miri's looking at you, Amelia.
What?
And
Yeah.
everyone looks at Kitty.
I was gonna say Ross looks at Robin and says, "Play nice."
Have at it.
Okay, wait, which is it?
I don't care. The both of them, go for it.
Tag team, let's go.
No, I'm saying play nice or have at it. I don't think Robin can do both.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he can.
He can. I have
faith in you, Robin.
Robin's only got eyes for Rhea right now. He hasn't moved a step and is staring at her.
Who's good at extracting information?
Has Rhea ever
Because I
been
know
like,
it's not me.
Has Rhea ever been like, I have a girlfriend?
It's like, Robin, look, you're really nice, but
No, he looks like he's waiting for permission. He ain't gonna move till Rhea gives him permission.
Well, Rhea knows by this point how the party is with her ideals, so to speak. So after like just a moment of looking between Swizzlestick and everyone else in the room and back to him, she kind of just sighs and walks away from everything. She doesn't want to be there for that.
Not necessarily permission.
Robin,
Miri
please,
will call
everyone.
after. Yeah, Miri will call after you. You know, we do value your input. And I would rather have it than not have it.
You don't get an answer.
Can I?
Nothing lethal.
Who is he asking?
All of you. He leans down a little bit to Aras and says, "How soon, kind of lethal?"
We just want to encourage him to speak the truth. We don't want to prevent him from speaking for many hours.
Robin nods, and he leans down, and he's going to just kind of pull back. It's wrapped in a rug. What did you say he's wrapped?
A canvas and rope.
A canvas gift wrapped. Okay. He's gonna pull back a little and see if he can't clear his mouth. Swizzle's mouth.
Yeah, you
You
can.
hear Miri from behind you. Just be careful in case it bites.
You remove his gag. He's been staring at you all, wide-eyed, and you remove his gag, and he goes, thank you.
Shh. Tell me everything you know about the Arcanas. Go ahead and start.
Arcanas? Why?
How many guards do they have?
What?
And he's going to move down and start taking off Piltz Whistle's boot.
What are you doing? What is he doing?
You have limited time to talk before the pain becomes too much, so the more you talk, the less I hurt you.
Hurt me?
I'm going to take off his boot, and I'm going to tear off one of his...
Oh my god.
Just to get him started. Just to wake him up a
Miri
little.
abruptly about faces and leaves.
He screams a bit. A bit, and when I say a bit, like, hysterically.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Quit your belly aching. I can replace it.
Ow!
So, go ahead and start. The Arcanas. What do you know about them? How many guards do they have? Do any of them ever actually leave the structure? Do you know the layout by chance?
Okay,
Maybe the names of the close family. Go ahead and start.
Okay, just give me a moment. Jeez.
I'm gonna start taking skin soon.
Wait, no. Oh my god, Rhea, what are you doing?
Just trying to distract herself from the screaming.
Really, really well, apparently.
Yeah.
Exceptionally well. She's motivated.
Miri appears behind you and sits.
She
No, this is perfect. We can serenade him while he's being tortured.
Yeah.
He goes, wait, no, okay. What do I know? They have guards, of course, but those aren't really the threat. No, they don't live inside the manor itself, and they're there just to, keep normal people out. No, the real threats are much deeper.
Continue. Robin adjusts his foot across Robin's lap and kind of pokes at the bottom of it with the knife.
I don't know much. I swear I don't know much. I tried. I sent many people, many spies to find out what I could. They wanted my territory. I knew they wanted it. I told you as much. I intended to find a way to take them out, but everyone I ever sent, they never, ever returned. I tried to send people in through the sewers. All that ever came back was blood. I sent people into their homes and watched from afar. They were greeted, they were brought inside. They never came out. I can tell you the Arconas, they're run by Glorio and Malaya Arcona, brothers and sisters. But I know that they secretly try to one up each other. They must be trying to gain control over the family. They publicly work together, but I've heard them scheming against each other. What else? Oh, their gates, their doors, their entries, even their sewers, they're all protected. Magic, very powerful magic. Elephants, they're protected by elephant screams.
Doing good.
They have a dungeon. Everyone knows the Vivified Labyrinth. Yes, that's where they keep their prisoners. That's where they keep.
Where?
Oh, well,
Amelia stands up and walks over next to Robin, and looking down at Piltzwizzle, says, "So, if all of them are trying to one-up each other, I'm guessing not all of them are keen with the assassins that they work with?"
All of them? Oh, just the two, the brother and the sister? They're the only true Arcona family. Everyone else is just servants and guards and hired goons.
He looks to Amelia to see if she has more questions.
Which one is publicly in charge?
Glorio Arcana. He's the head of the household. He's smooth, very well spoken.
Is he the one that Amelia had the vision of?
Yes, he is.
Okay. And Malaya Arcona is the one that we have physically spoken to before.
Correct, and the one that manipulated Van Kestriken.
Oh, so it's that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Oh, they've done all sorts of things to piss you guys off.
Mm-hmm.
Like a cornucopia of piss off the Crimson Throne group.
Do you think Van Kestriken would know anything? That was a while ago.
I mean, we can ask, but he's not in Old Corvosa, is he?
No.
No, but we have familiars for this purpose.
Is this true?
I think it's Erdogar's turn. Magento is a little damp at the moment. I'd really just be interested in knowing if he's ever been there before.
Has Erdogar actually met Van Kestriken?
Who knows? Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Something to keep in mind.
Why?
Could you resist a little bit more? Maybe.
Resist?
You're being
No.
so compliant. Robin just kind of waves the knife around, seeming bored.
You're doing just fine.
He looks so terrified. Look, I told you what I know. I told you. I have one. I know one thing. I know something. But if I tell you, you have to promise to let me go.
No. But I'll make it fast.
Make it...
Otherwise, I'm going to start skinning you, your legs, all the way up your body, and just peel your flesh off.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Or you won't learn what I know. I know. It's very valuable. It's very
You
valuable.
better tell us, because I think you'd rather her gun.
Robin, roll me an intimidation check with advantage for the aid of Ross's
actually-
gun.
Actually, I was going to say that as this has been going on, Annika has slowly approached, and she's currently kind of leaning on Amelia's shoulder, and she's actually she wants to join in on the interrogation.
Okay.
And the intimidation, actually.
Oh my god, please let her roll.
Yeah, I'd love to, but how? How do you aid?
She is going to lean down and kind of put her hands on, kind of like in the motion of grabbing his face, even though it doesn't really do anything. But just, and she kind of tilts her head from one side to the other, like, well, maybe if you do it quick enough, he'll still be alive, and we can paint him. Wouldn't that be lovely? We can put it up on the wall just like his other masterpieces.
Jesus. All right. Roll me an intimidation check with advantage, please.
Ross is looking super uncomfortable right now.
Only +3, but okay. Oh god.
I have a -1. Please.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah!
No, that's not necessary. That's not necessary. That's not necessary. Art is to be appreciated, not to become. Look, I know the entrance. I know the entrance to the Vivified Labyrinth.
Oh.
Jabber, my assistant. He was in there once. That's where I found him. Well, I mean, I found him after he was let go, after they cut out his tongue. I took him in, but I know where the entrance is, Jabber remembered.
So where is it?
You have to promise not to kill me first. I don't want to die.
That wasn't the option.
Annika kind of makes a waving motion. No. And she leans forward, just like inches away from his face, and goes, "Very well. I promise I won't kill you."
His eyes widen. Right. Okay, good. Pretty elf. It's in their gardens. In their gardens, Jabber drew. There's a fountain in the gardens. It's under it. I don't understand exactly how to reach it. He couldn't talk, Jabber, but there's a garden in the house and a fountain. The entrance is there.
Would you be able to recreate this map?
It wasn't a map. Jabber wasn't what you'd call exactly a cryptographer. He just drew a garden, a room with plants and a fountain, and pointed to it. But somewhere in the manor, It's in the manor. It's not that common. It's not like everyone has giant gardens in their manor. It can't be. You can't miss it.
Cartographer. That
What?
man's crazy. Leave him alone. Did you say?
The man's been mispronouncing words since you met him.
Yes, I'm aware, and she's enjoying this very much.
What? Yeah, like I said, cryptographer.
She watches him for a moment, kind of tilts her head, and then looks over at Robin. Any questions from you?
Oh man. He hesitates for a moment, thinking about it, and shakes his head no, but it's almost hesitantly. And then more surely shakes his head no and nods at her.
She looks over at Ross. And you?
No. But maybe we should get Rhea back here? If we're finished asking questions.
I don't feel like she would want to see this.
Yeah. Amelia shakes her head and Annika just
Don't
grins.
think we're going to kill him, though.
Right, you promised. You promised you wouldn't kill me.
He's crazy.
I am not.
Amelia kind of frowns at Aras. And he's murdered countless people.
I have.
Which
Those
is why we
bodies that
won't.
have been hanging out in Old Corvosa, that's because of him.
With my teeth. Oh, my teeth are ruined.
Why we won't let him run free anymore. I mean, Rhea's family is an expert in rehabilitating.
Permission to argue.
Crazy.
Permission granted. Permission granted.
I don't think you want her to argue.
Robin glances up at Amelia and then back and says, "People who kill large amounts of people should pay for their sins. They should die for it before they harm anyone else, because you never know who will be killed in the future that meant something to you that you won't even know because he killed them. I'm permission to kill him."
Amelia also looks over at Aras. This isn't like Jolistina.
I know, but
Okay, we're recording now. I'll edit this in post. We'll do it in post.
alright, remember we're like, fighting over whether or not to kill a dude, so
Right.
don't laugh.
While y'all are deciding on that, do we want to jump to plus mark or no?
Yeah, let's jump to plus mark.
Okay. Rhea, you rolled a 7.
No, it's not necessary.
Rhea, you rolled a...
You rolled a natural 1.
Oh, yeah. I'm not, happens to end up being a 7. It's, my passive is an 18. I love you, but oh boy.
There's no way I could have rolled a natural 1. I rolled a 7. I have a +0 to stealth. Who do you think I am?
Because you have a disadvantage, right? So never mind.
But either way, yes, go ahead.
So Miri came in and Miri sat, and Miri has been motionless, head in her hands, like palms pressing into her eyes. But even as you move, you know she notices. You know. And very quietly, in one of the sort of breaks in your playing, you hear, "Do you think I relish it?"
Oh.
Do you think I do not spend my quiet hours asking their forgiveness? Do you think I do not pray each night, asking for guidance?
Just super. Okay. So she doesn't stop playing, assuming this is while Piltz is screaming his head off.
He's babbling right now.
Oh, well, who knows when it'll start again. So she plays a little softer. Still enough to cover it, but she will sort of look towards you.
And you, even from her position where she's kind of hunched over and she's got her face in her hands, you watch her take a deep breath and sit up. Do you think that with each drop of blood I draw, I do not feel their pain?
She will stop. Almost abrupt. And just say, why are you bringing this up?
Sometimes I wonder what ill you must think of me, to have chosen such a path. Rhea, I am sorry. I have not treated you with the kindness I should have. I have been unnecessarily harsh with you.
I do not want your pain.
I don't. I don't have any ill will towards you. Where not really. I you knew. And they've had her for what, 9 days now? I don't like to think about what they might have done.
I know. Camille said she called me mother. They must hate us so, Rhea.
I don't doubt that.
You have said you harbor no ill will towards me. And yet, it is a wide gap that separates us.
Things simply haven't been as I had expected. Traveling with you all.
Yes, I can imagine so. I am sorry, Rhea. I don't think this is quite the path you thought you would take. Am I wrong?
No.
And when we have Charlotte back, will you leave us?
No. I came here with a job to do, and I can't leave until that's finished.
Do you know why it is that we fight the way we do? Myself, Amelia, Annika, Barras. Do you know what it is that brought us here?
Not exactly. We've not had much time to tell the story, I suppose. I've heard bits and pieces, but that's about it.
Then I think the story is worth telling from the beginning one more time. But I would like to do it when we are all together.
Well, and she gives a small smile. You all keep saying that about this story of yours, and then there'd never be the time when we are all together. It's almost charming in a way.
Murray looks up at you and her eyes are deeply sad. It is not a story I enjoy telling, but it is one I will make time for.
She nods.
I do not like this gap between us, Rhea. And I will endeavor to fix it however I can.
She looks away for a moment before she picks up her instrument again, and just before she starts playing, she'll scoot a little bit closer.
And Murray watches Rhea do this. And then she folds her hands into her lap, and in a deep, rumbling language begins to pray.
Do I have to roll performance again?
No, we'll carry that over.
Okay.
You got a freaking nat 20, man.
Yeah, I think you're good.
With my luck, I'd get a nat 1, and it would just go to shit.
Back to the fun V instead of the
Yeah.
humdrum V. What you guys doing over there with Piltz Swazel?
Debating the merits of killing him versus life imprisonment.
So, you guys,
Any final questions, Amelia?
Amelia?
Because my brain is mush, could I just do like a general intelligence or a wisdom thing to be like, is there anything I'm missing because I'm being a dumbass?
Sure.
I'm just fucking tired.
Sure. While I do rely on the players to use their brains, I think it's unfair if I don't force you to pick up a weapon and bash things when you're in combat, that I must also always force you to use your actual brain instead of your characters.
Yeah, let me be a dummy.
It's fine. We all have license.
So you're saying we get a occasional dumbass checks?
Yep.
Exactly.
I play a dumbass card.
I know there's a lot of DMs that are like that. It's like, no, you can't roll to see if you know this or solve the puzzle. You got to work it out. Yeah, but I mean, I get to roll for hitting things with an axe.
And I don't even own one of those.
But yes, by all means, roll a check.
Intelligence?
That would be intelligent. Well, I'd say wisdom. More wisdom to know if you're missing something or not.
Or I guess to see if he's like keeping anything from you. I don't think he is. Robin is
That would
very
be an
thorough.
Insight, though.
Yes, even let me.
Is insight not also wisdom?
Robin,
Okay, yeah.
you got to take off a toenail.
I haven't even skinned his leg. He's just giving it all.
Oh wait, it was just a toenail? I thought she took the whole toe.
No, it was just the toenail.
Just the nail.
Oh.
Robin's over there just like holding his foot, being like, should I massage him? He's a fucking baby. What am I supposed to be doing down?
He's not used to torture.
So wisdom check?
Boy, he can give it, but he
Yes,
can't
please.
take it, huh?
Such is often the
yeah,
case.
No, she knows nothing.
You can't think of anything that you think he would know.
Oh, honey.
I mean, there's tons of things that you wish you knew about the Arcanas, but it looks like he's given his goods.
Does he know anybody else who would know the layout? Because if I'm remembering correctly, those labyrinths are really complicated, and if you go in one without knowing the way, it can like eat you for like a long time.
He said that the only person he knew that got out was Jabbers.
Oh, and he's
Yeah, just
really
ask
dead
him.
right
Oh,
now.
wait, yeah. Oof.
I mean, if Amelia can get to his body, but
We could probably make our way over there.
if the
Mary
Grey
wants
Maidens
to.
haven't cleaned it up yet.
Mary wants to apologize. That was a bad death for anybody. Oh, sorry, dude. I didn't know they were gonna murderfy you in one round like that.
It's fine.
It's cool. If he had gotten to rage, he would have seen a show.
Honestly, like I considered having Annika just like smack him around enough to like get
Right,
him
like
to
Hulk
rage,
him.
and
Jesus.
chucking him down,
Like
but,
Hulk him out, like smack him so that he goes Hulk before he hits the ground. Yeah.
Just like smack. What the fuck? Smack. Stop it. Smack. Chuck. But no.
Mary does
Hindsight,
have
eh?
some limits.
But no, you can't think of any questions per se.
Okay. The voices of reason are not in the room.
Yeah. Amelia looks at Piltz Swizzle and then looks at Robin and goes, she just shakes her head like, I can't think of anything else.
Robin nods and moves up his body and looks at Aras like, are you gonna do this? And if Aras doesn't move, which
Sorry, you
knows?
cut out. If I don't do what? If Aras doesn't do what?
If you don't move as to shoot him, Robin seems like he's going in for
She's not gonna move. She's, said
He-
non-lethal.
He goes up and he leans down and says, elongate yourself a little bit. You're kind of swollen in this thing and I'm having trouble freeing you. Stretch yourself out. I'm going to try and be fast. He's so compliant.
Roll me a persuasion check.
I have to persuade this guy.
To stretch out? Yes.
Especially for the torturer? Yeah.
I was gonna say, for the drow with a knife who took off his toenail, it's still pretty persuasive. He goes, "Oh yes, yes, cut me free. You promised, and he kind of like does his best to straighten out.
I go ahead and just slice the artery on the side of his neck and then his other one.
And as Robin does that, Annika kind of leans over him and just looks down at him with those fucking black pits of eyes she has and goes, "Oh, sweetness, no. I promised I wouldn't kill you. I said nothing about him."
Christ.
He eyes widen and he gasps a few times. Robin,
begins cutting.
I would like all of you standing around and roll me a perception check, please.
I want to decapitate him and take him to New York.
Please don't.
I'll stop right there. Robin, he's getting very hot very quickly.
Back up. He begins to pull everyone back and gets off this guy.
Well, y'all didn't loot him first, did you?
Aras, Amelia, Robin, roll me a dexterity saving throw with advantage because Robin did kind of catch on and start pulling people back.
Saves.
Yes. Okay. Oh. Oof.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's okay. I'm in the other room. You have advantage.
With advantage. So one more time, Robin. Hey.
The fates have decided.
Okay. Robin and Amelia. You guys pull back as the body starts to heat up. And then it starts to kind of melt. And a wave of heat rolls off the body. Amelia and Robin, you take 22 points of heat damage, fire damage. You're more than welcome to roll me an Arcana check if you'd like.
I would like to do this.
I also need to roll for Eris over here. Hang on a second. Oh, Eris. Okay, that's much better. Robin, you saved a lot of people. Let's see. Okay, Ross and Robin. As he was burning, a split second before the body started to melt, you noticed burned through his clothes a magical glyph tattooed to his skin.
Oh, he had a glyph with warding.
Well, not warding, certainly a different kind, but the basic concept's all the same. Apparently, he or someone put that there as a final weapon against anyone who may have killed the Emperor.
Is he just like straight up turning to goo or something?
Yes, he's melting from the heat.
He trapped himself.
Did this make noise? Are we alerted to this?
It's actually very silent, actually. Like, there's no explosion. Amelia and Robin aren't hit by a blast. They are burned by a searing wave of heat.
The question
No.
remains, is this something that we are aware of in the other room?
I would say no. It's a very silent thing. Well, it depends. Does Amelia or Robin scream out in pain? Does anyone cry out? That'd be the only way you would know.
22 points of fire damage. Yes.
Okay.
Piltz stopped screaming, and then Robin shouted, "Move!"
Yep.
Oh, yep. Okay. Moira's on her feet, and
Oh shit! Should Annika do like a separate roll because she
She's
was
a-
real up in his face?
she's a ghost.
Yeah, but still, like she can. She
Yeah,
can
Annika
poop.
should do a dexterity save with advantage because she is a familiar technically.
Rhea will,
Just use mine.
Yeah.
Rhea will, I guess, follow Muri towards the shouting.
Yeah. Well, just roll again. Don't put it on advantage.
It didn't. Oh, she's fine.
She's cool. She's fine.
So, y'all see Moira and Rhea around the corner.
As you round the corner, you see Eris standing up, brushing herself off. Well, we hadn't really searched him yet.
God damn it.
That's all right. That's all right. We're gonna end pretty soon here, unfortunately. So worry not about it. But Eris then stands up. Muri and Rhea, as you guys enter the room, you see burns on Robin and Amelia, and Aras and Eris like picking themselves up off the ground, and a scorch mark on the ground where Piltz once was.
Wow, that's a new one. Bodies that take care of themselves.
Give me a second here.
That's what I forgot to ask. God damn it.
Oh, now you remember.
I was gonna ask Eris if they had fucking searched him yet. I'm such a dumbass.
On the ground, where the scorch mark is, there are, let's see, 2 items, as magical items can't be destroyed so easily. A headband and a strange rod that he used earlier.
Is this different than the scepter?
No, it's the same. The ratty looking one.
I'd like to hand it.
Was that the
I think you wonder, yeah.
You don't know.
Well,
Don't you
no,
guys?
because I think you already gave that to us.
I did I? Oh, that's right. He
Yes.
dropped it.
It
So
was
never mind.
under
So
his
this,
throne.
Yep.
yeah. So there's just a headband. Headband on the ground.
New Karate Kid headband?
It looks a bit worn, but it's made out of a blue satin type material.
And Ross will spend the next 10 minutes trying to figure out what the hell it does.
Moira will spend the next 10 minutes healing. So I will have to get in my sheet later and roll you some health back unless somebody else wants to do that for me. And give Robin a healing potion.
Okay.
And then there is she will drift over to Eris. Are you all right?
I am okay. What is, if I may ask, why are you so interested in the Arconas?
I find that at every turn, when I find something vile in this city, there is always a name attached to it.
She looks down and looks back up. So, first you take out the Emperor of Old Corvosa, and now you plan to take down the Arconas.
I think this will be just a touch more complicated. But that is the goal, yeah.
She nods. You've been very kind to my people, Murray. We owe you much. How
But I
can we
think
help?
it would be wise if you kept your distance from us for a while.
She shakes her head. No. I stood by and let you go face the old Emperor. I will not do so again, not against the Arconas. If you go, you'll need help. And we can help.
Eris, you have already given us much.
She laughs. Don't give me that. It's a poor argument when you're about to throw yourselves at them, to suggest that we are doing too much.
You know,
So,
I find that each time I find something vile in the city, I find just as many friends to make up for it. And she will reach out. May I?
Eris, a little unsure, nods.
Miri will lay a hand on Eris's shoulder and use one of her prayer beads to cast Lesser Restoration and get rid of, restore her liver function. Please forgive me, it had been bothering me.
She looks around, blinks for a second. Hi. I'm not sure what you did exactly, but I feel better. Oh, that's it. You're not going alone.
And Miri laughs a little bit. I think you'd made that quite clear. But I do try and take care of my friends.
She nods. Give me 30 minutes. I'll be back.
My dear, take all the time you need.
She holds up a hand. No. And she'll look at Amelia and Ross. Make sure this one doesn't run off before I get back, or I'll be very upset.
Miri clicks her tongue. I will be here when you return.
Not just me.
Oh.
Me and all my clan. And she turns around and starts walking away. And as she's walking away, if you're going to war, you need an army. And I think we can end the session there.
yay!
Any questions before we end or anything?
Oh no.
All right.